This object was detected, but never identified.
We don't know what it is. We only know it was there.
Cold open. The topic returns quietly, even when dismissed. Reports surface, fade, and return again. UFO stories persist without resolution, resisting closure through time, policy, and public explanation. Governments acknowledge sightings, then retreat into careful language. Silence follows disclosure. The pattern repeats, creating space where curiosity survives without confirmation or denial. Public interest does not fade. It stabilizes. Questions remain unanswered, and attention lingers where official clarity ends. The phenomenon exists less as evidence and more as presence. It occupies a psychological space shaped by uncertainty, authority, and withheld explanation. Across decades, stories recur with similar details. Not identical, familiar enough to be remembered, different enough to resist dismissal. The absence of final answers becomes part of the narrative. What persists is not proof, but unresolved observation. The subject endures because it never fully resolves. It pauses, then returns. Historical context. Early reports predate modern aviation. Newspapers from the late 19th century describe strange lights and structured objects moving beyond known technology. During World War II, pilots report unidentified aerial phenomena. Military logs record encounters without explanation, classified under caution rather than curiosity. The Cold War intensifies attention. Unknown objects near sensitive airspace trigger concern. Governments document sightings while restricting public interpretation. Project Blue Book attempts formal study. Officials conclude no threat. Yet hundreds of cases remain unexplained within official files. Declassified documents later confirm internal disagreement. Some analysts question conclusions, others defend them. The record remains incomplete. Public trust weakens when explanations change. The gap between observation and interpretation becomes visible. History shows repetition, not resolution. Each era inherits the same uncertainty. Official admissions. In recent years, governments acknowledge unidentified aerial phenomena openly. Statements shift from denial to cautious recognition. Military pilots testify under oath. Sensor data is confirmed as authentic, though interpretation remains limited. Officials emphasize uncertainty. They confirm observation, not origin. Language becomes carefully controlled. Reports are released with redacted. Transparency appears partial, measured, and constrained. Authorities stress national security concerns. The objects are unknown, but not labeled extraterrestrial. Admissions clarify observation, not explanation. The distinction becomes central. Public attention increases as confirmation replaces dismissal. Without offering answers,
Data can be reviewed, statements can be issued, but some accounts never enter official records.
I was told not to talk about it, but I saw it.
witnesses and reports. Pilots describe objects outperforming known aircraft. Movements defy expected physics, yet data remains classified or incomplete. Radar operators report correlated readings. Visual confirmation aligns with instrumentation. Reducing chances of misperception, civilians report sightings across decades. Accounts vary, but patterns emerge in motion, silence, and duration. Some witnesses recant. Others remain consistent over time. Memory, perception, and pressure complicate interpretation. Official investigations acknowledge credibility without conclusion. Testimony is preserved, not resolved. Human observation becomes both evidence and limitation. Witnesses provide presence. Secrecy and control. Governments restrict information under national security frameworks. Classification controls narrative, not necessarily truth. Secrecy creates distance between institutions and the public. Trust erodes where explanations stop. Officials argue restraint prevents panic or adversarial exploitation. Critics argue it prevents accountability. Information moves through filters. What reaches the public is curated. Silence becomes a policy tool. Absence of data becomes meaningful. Control shapes perception. As much as disclosure, what remains unseen gains influence. Contradiction statements evolve across administrations. What is dismissed in one era is acknowledged in another. Internal documents conflict with public messaging. Certainty shifts depending on audience. Officials deny knowledge while confirming investigation. The contradiction persists without clarification. Scientific agencies avoid speculation. Intelligence agencies avoid conclusions. The tension between openness and caution remains unresolved. Contradiction becomes a feature, not an error. Uncertainty is maintained through structure.
When answers stop, the mind continues.
Uncertainty doesn't disappear. It settles.
Psychological impact. Humans seek patterns when information is incomplete. The unknown invites interpretation. Unresolved phenomena generate cultural memory. Stories persist through repetition, not validation. Authority gaps increase speculation. Silence invites imagination. Psychological discomfort grows when questions lack closure. Topic endures because it resists. Containment. Uncertainty becomes emotionally durable. The mystery sustains. Attention without answers. What is known objects have been observed. Some data has been verified by multiple systems. Governments acknowledge limited understanding. This admission marks a shift in tone. No confirmed evidence of non-human origin exists in public records. Investigations continue under formal structures. Known facts remain narrow and controlled. Certainty exists only within boundaries. Everything else remains classified or unknown. What is unknown intent? Remains undetermined. Origin remains unverified. Technological explanations remain unconfirmed. Natural explanations remain insufficient. Data gaps persist despite advanced sensors. Public access to full information is restricted. The unknown remains structured, not chaotic. Questions remain active, not abandoned. The absence of resolution continues.
After everything recorded, nothing fully settles.
Some questions remain, not because they are hidden.
Conclusion. Stories endure because closure never arrives. They exist between disclosure and denial. Governments manage information, not curiosity. The public observes patterns without conclusions. Uncertainty sustains attention across generations. The story continues through absence. What is not explained remains influential. Silence becomes the final statement.